extend a very warm welcome to each one of you for joining us today for the launch of the PVR Nest and Deakin University's collaborative initiative, You for Youth, a youth-led social media to usher us towards a safer and a better future. I'm sure everyone present today will agree with me when I say that the youth is capable, educated, and individuals who are extremely important with the greater good for society and the future. I'm reminded of the words of the UN Secretary General where he said, "The hopes of the world rest on young people." PVR Nest and Deakin University strongly believe in the country's youth, considering around 21% of our population and their potential and ability to drive us through innovative ideas. Even during COVID pandemic, India's youth stood up and they really focused on supporting as frontline warriors and innovators and activists. The world has seen a big change and we believe that the youth can take us into a safer and a better future through this initiative. Do you wish to create awareness around mental health? Are there any changes you feel can be done in existing mechanisms to make your community safer? Which environmentally friendly practice have you adopted in your daily life that can inspire others? As a part of this initiative, we invite students and young professionals to use the power of social media to share their opinions and ideas on 4 key areas: environmental consciousness, diversity and inclusion, mental health and well-being, build back better, a sustainable, resilient recovery after COVID-19. You can send your video, text or image to share your views and ideas on your social media handles using the hashtag U4Youth and tagging Deakin South Asia and PVR Nest. Through a process, best innovative and convincing ideas will be shortlisted, which will receive numerous awards, including academic value additions from Deakin University, Australia's most progressive international university, ranked in the top 1% of global ranking. Joining us today for this launch is an esteemed panel: Sri Manish Sisodia, Deputy Chief Minister and Education Minister of Delhi; Mr. Shekhar Gupta, Editor-in-Chief, The Print; Mr. Kian Selve, Chief Operating Officer, Deakin University; Ms. Naina Bijli, Head of Cinema Innovations, PVR Limited; Ms. Deepa Menon, Senior Vice President and Founder, PVR Nest. Let me introduce Mr. Shekhar Gupta, a recipient of the Padma Bhushan, is also the founder and editor-in-chief of The Print, India's fastest growing digital news platform known for liberalism. He hosts Off the Cuff, an offering from The Print, which sees him in conversation with eminent guests twice a month. He also looks at Cut the Clutter and explains the development of India and around the world. We look forward to hearing from him today.
Hello, I'm Shekhar Gupta. How are you? I've been working as a journalist for the past several decades, actually 4+ decades, with newspapers and media organizations you must have heard of, such as the Indian Express and India Today magazine. Also, I did some stuff with NDTV, particularly a show, Walk the Talk, that you might be familiar with. You very well know that media is a powerful tool that can inform and influence anyone around the world. I think media highlights various social issues which are not talked about much in our society. Being a journalist has given me an opportunity to be on ground and interact with diverse sections of our society, our people, and in the process get to know and understand issues from their point of view. In this age of social media and media freedom, in a way, access to social media, I think everyone has a voice. You don't have to be a journalist. So you are not a journalist. Even if you're not a journalist, you're still communicating stories, ideas, bringing out social issues, making an impact on society in some way or the other. I think it is of vital importance that we make effective use of social media and responsible use to provide people with relevant information and spark some necessary conversations. Don't use it for negative reasons. We have seen in recent years that youth like Greta Thunberg, for example, Malala Yousafzai, they've used social media to raise awareness. There are many in our country as well, and they've been encouraging everybody to come forward and contribute to various important social issues. Today, you have an opportunity to do the same by using the available resources and bring out your ideas and innovations which are needed to build a safer, nicer world. You for Youth is one such campaign designed to provide young people a platform to amplify ideas from who else but your fellow young people all over India, which will accelerate our journey towards a healthier and safer nation. So, You for Youth, Mapping the Way to a Safer Future, is a social initiative of PVR Nest and Deakin University, which aims to bring us together and actively contribute towards a safer world by creating action networks. Remember, you are the future and only you can shape it. Log on to www.pvrnest.org to register now and know more. Of course, I am doing my bit right now and will continue to do so through the stories I tell. But I think achieving a safer and better world requires more than us journalists. It requires a collective effort which can definitely be speeded up with young people's participation.
Thank you very much, Shekhar, for those amazing thoughts, sharing that inspiring message with us. Without further ado, I'd like to introduce the You for Youth campaign film to you, which features stories from youth across the country about the ways in which they can contribute towards a safer future.
Oh hey, I haven't seen you there. What am I doing? I'm actually studying, taking notes.
Isn't it amazing how we can now access our education from any place in the world at any given time?
But is this opportunity available to everybody? Do all of us have the privilege to not just accessible education, but basic education?
I strongly believe that it is ordinary men and women and people with extraordinary efforts that shape the world.
Ever since I was young, my teachers and parents have always encouraged me to save water and electricity and use renewable energy as much as possible.
I am the founder and CEO of a Delhi-based neurotech startup called as Unwire India, which is now also the top 10 biotech startups of the country. We fundamentally aim at incentivizing neuroscience and making it accessible and affordable for everyone, everywhere.
Last year when COVID happened, people around the world were struggling and I wanted to help. Moreover, I wanted to create a system so that people could help each other. I created the Angel Next Door app. This app linked people who could use a helping hand with those willing to give, real-life angels in their area. And within a few months of launching, nearly 50,000 helpers all across Australia signed up to the app to give and receive assistance with all sort of tasks. And when COVID hit India last year and the people were struggling to find oxygens and medicine, we modified Angel Next Door to create a crowdsourcing COVID leads platform where more than 200,000 volunteers updated the leads and more than 500,000 people accessed help.
Unfortunately, organic vegetables in India are still a luxury. They are still not affordable for the common man. Our vision with Avduta Farms is to change that. We have produced 10 tons of organic vegetables in the last 8 months. Our goal is to produce 60 tons of organic vegetables this year, which will make it more and more available to the common man.
I was 14, I got the fever and I cannot walk. Almost 2 years, no friend and no study. Why should I waste time? I have to make a difference, so I have to go back to school. Disability, not only my problem, but also the problem of the society. So it changed my perception. What can I do for the changing the situation, especially in my role as official government who working in Indonesia? I think I part now of the stakeholders, of people who responsible for the changing the disability reform in Indonesia from welfare to human rights issue. To be honest, why I do this? Because of not many people has disability can get into the government. So I have a role to change this from the inside of the system.
In the
Nepal, the concept of equality is still emerging. Women were 10-15 years ago very much dependent on men. I was 18 years old. It was my first time overseas. I was in a different country with a very different culture. When I went around after the earthquake visiting the camps, it was heartbreaking to see these pregnant women and those women who've just delivered babies, and they were not getting the specific nutrient-dense food. And I tried to talk to the authorities to be able to make that difference. It definitely does drive the empowered women because of the qualifications, and that has made a tremendous difference in both personal and professional life. It's not just a standalone. A lot of different things are impacting on it, like education, hygiene. Somebody with good nutritional status will have good brain development, say, and is able to learn better. So hence the education field improves, better earning potential later in life, hence poverty goes down. So nutrition is a very important issue.
I am the founder and owner of Chaiwali. At Chaiwali, I lead a team of Chai Crusaders, and our mission is to work with integrity, respect, and authenticity. And for most of my upbringing, I felt at parallels as to who I am. But when I created Chaiwali, I created a space that allowed me to creatively bring both my Indian and Australian cultures together in a unique way and be the person that I aspired to be.
So I guess we're just stuck with one question then. What can we do about this? What can I do about this? What can we as the new generation, as a society do about this?
I would like to take this opportunity to invite you to join the You for Youth campaign and sort of use this platform to scale your ideas, innovations and impact for catalyzing a significant paradigm shift in whatever area you choose to pursue and lead in. I'd be very happy to meet and network with you in the future.
In this evolving world, we have the ability to create opportunities and instigate change. We can be whoever we aspire to be, but we just need to take the first step.
That was amazing. I hope all young people who've joined us today feel inspired after watching this film. I'd now like to introduce Mr. Kian Selve. Kian has been the Chief Operating Officer for Deakin University since 2011. His portfolio includes student services, human resources, diversity inclusion, campus services, infrastructure, and futures portfolio. I welcome Kian to share his thoughts on this session.
Thanks, Ravneet, for the introduction, and I completely agree with what the speakers here today have shared. I especially like the quote, "The hopes of the world rest on young people." This is so very true. The decisions being made today will impact the future of the youth, and it is only natural that they play an integral role in piloting these decisions. From my experience interacting with hundreds and thousands of students all over the years, I have seen firsthand that when young people raise their voices, amazing things can happen. Deakin University is so very proud to be a signatory of the university commitment to the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. Sustainability is so important to Deakin, to its staff and its students for a very simple reason. We care about our shared future. It's embedded within Deakin as one of our values. We care about our shared future and integrate economic, environmental and social sustainability in all that we do. Deakin's sustainability commitments from 20 to 30 outlines our sustainability plans and key milestones over the next decade. The achievement of these commitments will result in sustainability on campus, within our communities and at a global scale. In 2019, Deakin had 72 teams and over 450 staff and students take part of Green Impact, the most Green Impact teams in Australasia, with over 16,000 actions completed across all 4 campuses and other areas of the university. Deacon's fighting the war on waste and working hard to improve our sustainability. The Diversity Inclusion Unit promotes awareness about equity and diversity issues, runs programs to ensure equal access for students and staff, and nurtures the development of an organisational culture that values diversity, enables access, and promotes inclusion. We also seek input from our students' community to shape our mental health and resources and tools to make sure that we speak their language and to meet their individual needs. U for Youth is a great initiative to the collective power that resides in the minds of the younger generation and have a dialogue that will expedite our journey towards a better future. I encourage the younger generation to use this initiative to come forward and to take the lead to shape our shared future.
Thank you very much, Kian, for sharing your very valuable insights. I'd now like to introduce Naina Bijli. At this time, I'd like you, Naina, who is the Head of Cinema Innovations PVR Limited and also the founding member of the Rani Fund, which runs under the aegis of the Sandaro Rani Bijli Trust, to actually share your thoughts. You are actively engaged in several projects and developments specialized around CSR work through the PVR Nest, and you have contributed immensely to the social sector. Welcome, Naina.
Hi everyone, I'm Naina and I'm the founder of Rani Fund. Thank you so much for inviting me to speak on the U for Youth campaign. Such initiatives are very much needed in today's time as we look forward towards a post-pandemic world. I congratulate PVR Nest and Deccan University to have come up with this unique campaign, and it's truly an honor to be speaking alongside such distinguished guests. To tell you a little bit about Rani Fund, it is named after my grandmother and it is part of the family trust. The fund was specifically created to meet needs of vulnerable children who were affected during the pandemic. One of the initiatives that we have right now is called Palan, which alongside PVR Nest and the Department of Women and Child Development in the government of Delhi, it assesses the needs of vulnerable children and comes up with ways to meet these needs. The reason behind this fund and this initiative is obviously the socioeconomic consequences that the pandemic had on children. This is very much true for the youth as well. More specifically, the ILO report from last year states that the pandemic affected young people deeply, systematically, and disproportionately. The report also says that 1 in 6 young people who were working prior to the pandemic are now unemployed. 2 in 5 reported a reduction in income. And in terms of mental health, 17% are probably suffering from anxiety and depression. The lowest mental health being among young women and younger youth between 18 to 24 years. So what's true today are 2 things. Firstly, the pandemic affected people devastatingly. And second, our agency is increasing. So to curb all these negative consequences that we are seeing, it's really important to use that second point. Youth participation in high level and more formal decision making is definitely a challenge and something that we have to work towards. But in terms of agency and using the tools that we have available, it's important to come together to share important stories, to amplify underrepresented voices, to advocate for policy change, to highlight important issues like climate change or mental health, workplace inclusivity or gender equality. So I invite you all to please use this platform, as you all have been doing, to share those thoughts, those ideas, and those plans to support the recovery of the community going forward. Thank you.
Thank you very much for sharing your valuable experience. It's truly commendable. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd now like to introduce our next speaker. Shri Manish Sisodia is the Honorable Deputy Chief Minister and Education Minister in the Delhi government. He has been actively involved in various programs for the children and the youth. Keeping in mind youth's potential, the Delhi government has launched initiatives to empower the youth. Recently, he launched Delhi Government Business Blasters project under the Entrepreneurship Mindset curriculum, which aims at developing youth entrepreneurs at the school level itself. We are glad to welcome you to the launch today and look forward to hearing your views and comments about the potential of the youth in India.
दिल्ली के यूथ की खास बात यह है कि वो एनर्जेटिक है, वो कुछ करना चाहता है। देश भर के किसी भी शहर से आके दिल्ली में लोग रहना चाहते हैं। ये उसकी खासियत है कि वो एम्बिशियस है, वो जिंदगी में कुछ हासिल करना चाहता है। तो दिल्ली सरकार ने उसी एम्बिशन को, उसी जील को ध्यान में रखते हुए उनके लिए बहुत सारी योजनाएं बनाई हैं, जिसमें से सबसे इम्पॉर्टेंट है कि एजुकेशन, उसको जो एजुकेशन मिले वो क्रिटिकल थिंकिंग की मिले, उसको एनालिटिकल स्किल की मिले, वो हर चीज को एनालाइज करना जाने, केवल समराइज करना नहीं जाने। तो यूथ में वो पावर होनी चाहिए कि वो चीजों को एनालाइज कर सके, सिर्फ समराइज ना करे, और वो हम डेवलप कर रहे हैं दिल्ली में। दूसरा, हम ये चाहते हैं कि दिल्ली का युवा नौकरियों के पीछे नहीं भागे, बल्कि वो खुद नौकरियां क्रिएट करे। और इसी के लिए हमने दिल्ली में बहुत सारे ऐसे प्रोग्राम शुरू किए हैं जहां लोग केवल नौकरियां ढूंढते ना घूमे, बल्कि आराम से बैठ के कहें कि चिंता मत करिए, हम अपने लिए सर्वाइवल का सिस्टम बनाएंगे और नौकरियां क्रिएट करेंगे। हमारी स्टार्टअप पॉलिसी, हमारे दिल्ली की इंडस्ट्री पॉलिसी, हमारी पूरी इकोनॉमिक पॉलिसी इसी पे खड़ी हुई है कि हमारा युवा नौकरियों के पीछे नहीं भागेगा। और शायद उसी का परिणाम है कि आज दिल्ली के युवा की पर कैपिटा इनकम देश में सबसे ज्यादा है। 2047 की दिल्ली या 2047 का भारत कैसा होगा, इसके लिए युवाओं को बहुत बड़ी भूमिका निभानी पड़ेगी। सिर्फ ये सोचना कि मेरी इनकम 2047 में सिंगापुर के युवा के बराबर हो जाएगी, उससे कुछ नहीं होगा। युवाओं को अपनी इनकम, अपने कैरियर, अपनी पर्सनल लाइफ से ऊपर उठ के दिल्ली की लाइफ, देश की लाइफ के बारे में सोचना होगा। अगर दिल्ली की लाइफ और देश की लाइफ के बारे में युवा सोचने लगेंगे तो दिल्ली की प्रॉब्लम्स भी सॉल्व होंगी और दिल्ली के लोगों की इनकम भी बढ़ेगी। हम इस दिशा में काम कर रहे हैं। अगले 25 साल का जो हमारा प्लान है, उसमें हम युवाओं को ट्रेनिंग देने से लेके, युवाओं को इकोनॉमिक एक्टिविटीज में जोड़ने से लेके एक विजन से जोड़ रहे हैं। इट्स नॉट अबाउट देयर ओन कैरियर, इट्स नॉट अबाउट देयर ओन लाइफ, इट्स अबाउट दिल्ली पीपल लाइफ, इट्स अबाउट सिटीज, कंट्रीज लाइफ। तो उसमें लेक भी हैं, उसमें साफ सुंदर सड़कें भी हैं, उसमें स्पोर्ट्स भी है, उसमें मार्केट्स भी हैं, उसमें साइंस एंड टेक्नोलॉजी भी है, नए रिसर्च भी हैं। ये सब कर रहा होगा हमारा युवा, और उसके बेस पर अपनी इनकम को वहां लेके जाएगा जहां उस वक्त सिंगापुर का युवा बैठा होगा। मैंने अभी जो बात कही पहले कि मैं चाहता हूं यूथ अपने कैरियर के बारे में ना सोचे, दिल्ली के देश के बारे में सोचे और देश के फ्यूचर के बारे में भी सोचे। उसी की एक पहल है हमारी देश के मेंटर प्रोग्राम। इसमें हम ये चाहते हैं कि अगर आप युवा हैं और अगर आपको लगता है कि आप सफल हैं, आप सक्षम हैं, तो आप आगे आएं और उन बच्चों की मदद करें जो अभी सक्षम नहीं हैं, जो हाथ पैर मार रहे हैं, जो सोचना चाहते हैं, जो सपने देखना चाहते हैं, जिनके मन में थोड़े थोड़े सपने हैं लेकिन उनको पता नहीं है उनको कैसे सच किया जाएगा। उनकी मदद करें। मैं आपसे पैसा नहीं मांग रहा, मैं आपसे ये नहीं मांग रहा कि आप 24 घंटे उस बच्चे को पढ़ाइए। आप केवल हफ्ते में 10 मिनट अगर एक ऐसे बच्चे से बात कर लेते हैं जो अभी किसी स्कूल में पढ़ रहा है, उसके बड़े भाई बहन की तरह, तो उसकी मेंटरिंग हो जाएगी। ये हमारा देश का मेंटर प्रोग्राम है। इसमें हम एक युवा को 5 बच्चे हैंडओवर कर रहे हैं कि आप इन 5 बच्चों को हफ्ते में 2-2, 4-4, 5-5 मिनट बात कर लीजिए। आप इनको मेंटर कर दीजिए, इनको गाइड कर दीजिए। ये आपका देश के निर्माण में सबसे बड़ा कंट्रीब्यूशन होगा। और मुझे बहुत खुशी है कि हजारों युवा इस काम के लिए आगे आ गए हैं, लेकिन लाखों युवा इस काम के लिए आगे आने होंगे। सफल आदमी वो होता है जो सबके बारे में सोचता है। एक अच्छा लीडर वो होता है जो सबको साथ लेके चलता है। आप सिर्फ अपने कैरियर के बारे में, अपनी फैमिली के बारे में ना सोचें, पूरे देश को फैमिली मान के चलें और पूरे देश के बारे में सोचें, ह्यूमैनिटी के बारे में सोचें। ये आज के युवाओं से अपेक्षा है और ये आज के युवाओं की जरूरत भी है। यू फॉर यूथ कार्यक्रम उस दिशा में एक बहुत बड़ी पहल है कि आप अपने बारे में ना सोचते हुए, अपना काम करते हुए सिर्फ अपने बारे में ना सोचें, बल्कि सबके बारे में सोचें और कुछ करें। हमारे युवाओं में कुछ करने का जज्बा है, हमारे युवाओं में कुछ करने की चाहत है, लेकिन उस चाहत को एक प्लेटफॉर्म मिल रहा है पीवीआर के इस इनिशिएटिव से, यू फॉर यूथ इस प्रोग्राम से। मैं बहुत शुभकामनाएं देता हूं पूरी की पूरी टीम को और उन युवाओं को जो इस कार्यक्रम के माध्यम से जुड़ेंगे। ये युवाओं को किसी प्लेटफॉर्म से नहीं, बल्कि ये युवाओं को किसी मैं कह सकता हूं ये युवाओं को देश से जोड़ने का एक कार्यक्रम है। पीवीआर नेस्ट और डेक्कन यूनिवर्सिटी ने मिलकर ये जो इनिशिएटिव लिया है यू फॉर यूथ, देश के युवाओं को एक प्लेटफॉर्म देने का कि वो देश के बारे में सोचें और अपने आइडियाज़, अपने थॉट्स शेयर करें कि क्या होना चाहिए, कैसे होना चाहिए, क्यों होना चाहिए, किस तरह से किया जा सकता है, ये काम को करने का नया तरीका क्या है। या पहले से जो हो रहा है उसमें कहाँ अधूरापन है, उसको कैसे भरा जा सकता है। उसके बहुत प्रैक्टिकल आइडियाज़ आपके पास होंगे, बहुत क्रिटिकल आइडियाज़ आपके पास होंगे। उन आइडियाज़ को आप यू फॉर यूथ में शेयर कीजिए और पीवीआर नेस्ट की टीम, डेक्कन यूनिवर्सिटी की टीम उसको एनालाइज करके दिल्ली सरकार तक भी लाएगी। और आई कैन अश्योर यू कि आपके जो भी आइडियाज़ होंगे उन आइडियाज़ का मंथन करके हम दिल्ली को बनाएंगे, दिल्ली को खड़ा करेंगे।
Thank you so much for such a motivating message. I'm sure it will go a long way in building a safer and a better future. I'd now like to introduce Deepa Menon to give the closing remarks. Deepa has more than 18 years of experience in the developmental sector. She manages the corporate communications for PVR. Over to you, Deepa.
Hi everyone, I'm Deepa Menon and I have been heading PVR Nest, the CSR arm of PVR Cinemas, for over a decade now. So far, our organization has worked extensively for the most vulnerable section of the society, that is women and children. Some of our programs in association with the government in this direction have been Aanchal Childscapes, Pink Toilets and Palan. As PVR Nest works in alignment with the Sustainable Development Goal SDG 6, which envisage safe, inclusive, resilient and sustainable cities for all, we believe that this goal cannot be achieved without active youth participation. Today, the world is facing a lot of issues, but as everyone rightly mentioned, I too believe that our youth would play a key role in overcoming these conditions. They have a lot of potential and ideas that, if implemented, would definitely build a much needed, safer future for everyone. And I'm glad that You for Youth program has been launched as a platform for the youth to express themselves. I'd like to thank everyone involved in this program and ensuring such a wonderful launch. Thank you, Shri Manish Sisodia, Sir, Honorable Deputy Chief Minister and the Education Minister, Delhi Government, for sparing your time to share your valuable thoughts on the youth. Mr. Shekhar Gupta, for being so energetic and supportive. Your words would really be an encouragement to the youth to participate in this program. Thank you, Deakin University, for partnering with us for such a brilliant cause. Thank you, Mr. Ravneet Pava, for being an amazing moderator of the event. Thank you, Mr. Keen Salve, for your kind words. Thank you, Ms. Naina Bijli, on your constant support in all our programs. And last but not the least, thank you all students for participating in the campaign film and sharing your amazing thoughts. I'd like to stay connected with each one of you through our social media platform and our website www.pvrnest.org for any further information and regular updates about the program. We all look forward to receiving your amazing ideas.